Hi, and here we are again, another weekly video, living with Alzheimer's, week number 43, I believe. Well, they're ticking away along now. Week 52 is looming, it's soon coming round. Do you know, very often I'm asked a question, either in the street or via messenger or whatever, and sometimes the same question pops up over and over again, or very similar questions. And one that's popped up quite a bit over the last, I suppose, few weeks really, is how do I keep so positive with a diagnosis like Alzheimer's and the problems that it brings, and I suppose the future problems that it brings. And I wanted to discuss this today a little bit because I think there's so many people out there who are having a great problem to keep positive and try to move their lives forward a little bit. So I want to tell you a little bit about the story about how I suppose I got to where I am now, maybe is probably the easiest way to describe it. And I'll start at the beginning where, as you all know, I was diagnosed about 3 years ago at the age of 50. And it took a long while to get a diagnosis, about 3 years, and that procedure for me probably wasn't as painful as it was for my family. But I remember that when I got the diagnosis, we went into the doctors and she said, "You have early onset Alzheimer's," and I think my life expectancy to permanent care was 6 to 8 years from that point. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, I've got Alzheimer's. Well, you know what? We can live with this. This is pretty doable. It's no real big deal. Okay, we'll go with it. And that wasn't too bad, but when I got home, I suppose the enormity of what was said and the condition and what the future held for me hung very heavy, and I think it kept whirling around in my mind for a long while, and I gradually kept thinking about all the bad and negative things that were going to happen and all the things that I wouldn't be able to do and my family and how they would suffer, and it just rolled on and on and on, and it became worse and worse. And I got very depressed about the whole thing, and I went to places where I don't think any human should have to go in my own mind. And I think it was at my lowest point, well, I know it was at my lowest point, where I came to the idea that, you know what, the world would be a better place without somebody like me, and my family would be better off without me. That's a terrible thing to think, but I did think that. And I think it was at that lowest point where it dawned on me that there was nobody out there helping me. And if there was nobody helping me, then how many others were in the same situation as me? How many others were being diagnosed with young Alzheimer's or dementia at my age group? Who was helping them? And I come to realise that I knew what it was all about. I knew what it was like to be at that lowest point and to have this diagnosis. And I thought I could help others. If I know, then I can explain to others what it's like to live with this condition and how it's possible to live a decent life. Now that one thought for a split second, that one positive thought, I believe saved my life. If it wasn't for that thought, I wouldn't be here today talking to you. It would have been a different thing altogether. The world would have been a different place because I wouldn't have been here. So that's the power of a positive thought. Now, what I'm trying to say is that I'm no one special. I'm just me. I'm just a normal guy. Okay? Now, if a positive thought can change my life like that, then it can change many other lives. And in actual fact, it has done, because I carried on, I started writing things down, I started doing the videos, and I became a more positive person than I was in the first instance. So I suppose really what I'm trying to say is that if you've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, if you're feeling low about the future, and if you think there is no future, that's okay. That's not rubbish, because it is a terrible disease. But if you can live life in a positive way, and if you can achieve things, then you might be able to live longer and better as a result. I'm 3 years into a diagnosis, and theoretically I shouldn't be as well as I am now. Yes, I have bad days, but I'm damn certain that I have more good days than I do bad ones. Now, doing the cycle challenge is something that I wanted to do, yes, to raise awareness, yes, to raise valuable funds for Young Dementia UK, but also to challenge my dementia, to challenge the very thing that has taken my life into a different direction. And that's what it's all about. It's challenging your dementia, challenging your Alzheimer's. And an achievement on any level is a positive thing. So let's say you've got a bicycle and it's in the garage and it's rusting away. Even if you get it out, you oil the chain, pump the tyres up, give it a wipe down, even if you could do that, but you don't even take it out that day for a little ride up the lane or up the road or whatever. I mean, be safe, but just do stuff. Even getting it out, that's an achievement. And you can sit back and you say, you know what, I've done something today. I've done something that when I got up this morning I didn't think I was going to do. And that's such a great place to be. Now, if anybody out there got Alzheimer's like me, or even if you haven't, and you want to join me on this cycle challenge for a section, be it 3 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles, whatever you want, it doesn't matter. I would be so pleased to have you guys there, because at the end of this challenge, I want to prove to people that you can get out and you can do stuff. And even if it gets one person out going for a walk, doing stuff in the garden, even if it changes one life, then it's all been worthwhile. Yes, it's about raising as much money as possible, and all you people that have donated, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But it's also challenges on different levels. And it would be so good to have people either cheer me on along the way, or even just, like I say, cycle a little way with me. So nearer the time of the challenge, I'm going to put a map up of each day, and the actual route that we're going to take each day, a detailed route. And this will mean that people can look at that, and if you're 5 or 6 miles away and you want to come and see us, then great, do so. So today's video is about, I suppose it's about the power of positive thoughts, the power of positivity. Yeah, that's got to be a good thing, because if I can extend if I can extend my life and the quality of my life, even though I've got this awful, terrible disease, and make no mistake about it, it's not a fun journey, but it's what you make it. And I get so many people who message me and say, my husband is very depressed about this, and my wife is, or my uncle, my aunt, or whatever. I want people to look at this video, and I want people to realise that, yes, you can do all the things that I can do, okay? You can do all these things just the same as me. That's what it's about. Well, I hope today's little chat has helped somebody realise, and I hope that it's made somebody sit there watching this thinking, yeah, I'm going to go cycling with this guy on his challenge at the end of June. It is June, isn't it? Is it June? Oh, God, yeah, I'm sure it's June. Oh, how terrible is that? Anyway, soon, put it that way. And, yeah, and I just hope that somebody thinks, you know what, I could, I can get out and go for a walk today. I can do stuff. Yeah, because that's what it's all about. I do me stuff, you do you stuff, and it's all good. Well, as always, have a great weekend. Do get out and do things, and have a wonderful week. And I'll be here next week, and I'll have a chat to you about something completely different. And Maybe it'll be a good day, maybe it'll be a bad day, I don't know. But you know what? Every day is a new day. Bye-bye, and thank you so much for listening again.